And we're live.
Yes.
What? Oh, I thought you were eating something. I was like, what are you eating?
No.
All right, did you make you some coffee real fast?
Mm-hmm. Iced coffee.
Oh, what kind of creamer?
What?
What kind of creamer?
I, I don't use creamer.
Wait, you just drink it ice black?
Yeah.
No sugar?
Huh?
What is wrong with you?
Lots of things. There's a list. I actually have a consultation with a therapist coming up.
Oh, do you really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, have
You want
fun
to know
with
how
that.
that's going?
I'm gonna tell him if they call me for reference. I'm gonna tell him that he's definitely a psycho because he drinks.
What?
No. Anyways, go ahead.
No. So the therapist thing. I started off. I reached out to this one. She seemed like a perfect fit. Her name was
Mm-hmm.
Amy. And I was like, hey, I've got questions about your hours. Okay, here's my hours. I was like, what are your hours for these 2 days? Ghosted.
Really?
Yeah, Amy.
Ooh, ghosted by Amy.
Yep, I've put in with Darlene though, and we're gonna see how it works. Um,
You got ghosted by Amy, but Darlene wants to talk to you.
yeah. Well,
Darlene.
Darlene hasn't ghosted me yet, so I'm taking that as a good sign.
Darlene, Darlene, Darlene. Let me guess. Does Darlene live out in the country?
No,
I feel like I'm just imagining a
she's
black
in Tampa.
Tampa.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, she's definitely a hipster,
Listen, she met all my requirements, so I'm cool with it.
dude. And your first
Like,
session,
listen, she had to be like LGBT plus, okay with that. Be able to like do trauma,
mm,
which is like the main thing I need, the trauma. Um, so yeah. So far, there was a couple other stuff that I like that I had criteria on. She also meets the criteria of the like time frame, like after 3.
uh,
'Cause normally I work till 3, so which helps. So a
yeah,
lot of them were just like business hours are from 7 to
like
3, and I'm like, well, I can't do that, home skillet.
yeah. Megan's therapist is even like that. Like she gets done in like 2 or whatever. It's weird, but
That's
they can do
weird.
like 7 to 2.
You know what's weird? I am missing my cover.
You lost it again.
Yep.
You just had it earlier.
I just had it for the other clip. I'm fairly certain.
Yeah, I know. The other day you're sitting there doing this right here, like I can't.
What was that noise?
I, I can't do. I can't do mine. Mine's on there tight.
Man, I need to be careful. I'm gonna summon a cat.
You gonna summon your
Dude,
cat?
dude, when I was waiting for you, I hear bam. She slammed in one of the doors and just walked away like nothing happened. And I'm just like, I think my cat's dead. No, she's fine. Because the only thing I hear is like a loud bang because she slammed in one of the doors. And I'm just like,
It'd be like that sometimes.
it does.
But welcome to Popcorn Buckets, the movie podcast you didn't ask for, but you're here anyway. So come on in.
Come on in.
We're just gonna sit here and talk about popcorn buckets from the 30s.
Actually, this movie's from 1949.
Popcorn buckets from 1949.
No. So, Devin, some housekeeping.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we watched this movie on YouTube
We did.
because I couldn't find it on IMDb, or not IMDb, uh, Internet Archives.
Right.
And so the version we watched was a bit janky. The audio was not synced up,
It was not.
and they were like, "Hey, This is all I could recover. Um, Oopsie daisies.
But I mean,
My
it's better.
bad.
It's
It
better
was
than
like all they
nothing.
could salvage.
Yeah.
Um, which surprised me. Do you know why, Devin?
Why?
This movie franchise with the Invisible Man, 1949, is like super popular in Japan.
How?
It just is. It started like a 3 film franchise
Oh, was this the second film or first?
first.
Okay, because the second one's the Invisible. Is it the Flyman?
What?
Is it the Invincible Man versus the Flyman? Is that the second one?
No, it is the Invisible Avenger.
Oh, okay. The other one we got to watch.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I'll dive into my notes a little bit, but this movie won awards.
Did it really?
Hmm.
I didn't think it was. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but I didn't think it was reward worthy. But what did it win?
I'll tell you in a little bit once you like recap the movie, and
Okay.
then I'll go over my notes because I don't have a lot of notes. This is probably gonna be a short episode.
Yeah. Well, the movie starts off just like the American version. I mean, Nutty Professor. Well, not Nutty Professor. Professor plays with some chemicals, and he turns invincible. And I'm not gonna lie, he had a good motive. He was like, you know what? Y'all mess with my lab. Oh, excuse me. Because people thought he died or disappeared, and people started messing with his lab and claiming all his other research, his research as other people were claiming his research as his own. So he's like, you know what? Y'all are messing with me. I'm gonna mess with you, which was a good motive in my opinion. Because I mean, dude, people are doing his scientific work, and so he did some shenanigans, and then he decided to be like, hey, there's jewelry. I'm gonna steal it because I need the money. And then he meets the Yakuza, aka the mob boss, and it's just a bunch of shenanigans. And I found that part very boring and out of left field. You know what I mean?
What?
The part where after he got revenge on everybody, he wanted the necklace that everybody was eyeballing,
Yeah,
and then the Yakuza got involved, and I was like, this is kind of boring.
I'm a little confused. Was there a clown?
No,
Okay, thank goodness.
why do you say that?
I thought you were watching a different movie
No,
because it's like eerily similar to the 54 version. Now that
no,
you recap it like that, and I'm like,
no. It was well when I was watching it, it was like, dude, this is. It did feel similar to the 54, but it's like he got revenge on everybody, and then he was like, dude, nobody can see me. He got like big headed, and he's like, nobody can see me, and
yeah, the
so
whole
he's like,
madness thing.
yeah, and
You know what I actually liked about this? I thought they handled the madness more interesting. Like it was much more seamless in this version than it was in the American versions.
yeah, it didn't seem as over the top kooky.
Hmm.
And I thought I found it a little bit boring a little bit, but I was like, okay, I mean, it's similar, but it's different.
Yeah.
And it's not terrible. Not a terrible pacing. But the whole thing with the jewelry necklace and the Yakuza and them chasing him, even down to the bench design was very similar to the American version. And I was like, I'm watching the right thing.
Yep. And it's all based on H.G. Wells' novel.
Yeah.
So, I mean, technically, it's a different story, but similar story.
Yeah, that's like the similarity parts was him getting revenge and him going a little kooky, and then the different part was everybody was eyeballing that necklace,
Hmm.
in which it was fine. But I was like, okay, there's similarities in the necklace. I was like, okay, that's fine. But then some of the practical effects, like the floating cigarette, the fact that they showed his butt sitting in the chair, I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, wonder how they
Yeah.
filmed that. You know what I mean?
Hmm. So since Luna's here, yes, I'm talking about you. Here's some Luna notes. Luna did not like the cat noises.
Oh, really?
No, she thought there was another cat and started looking for one.
She started looking for the. What'd she do when she found What's the other one's names are?
Telling me.
Yeah. Oh, Sally. And there's a cat tail in my face.
Yep.
That mom, love me, mom.
Yep.
Mom, love me.
This and then the other Luna note is Luna liked the movie and watched it in my lap.
Oh, Luna, can you meow for the people at home? Nope. Nope.
Hey.
Look.
Nope.
Oh, no, no, Luna. Luna is here. Welcome to our new mascot, Luna. Bye, bye, Luna. Luna's like, I'm here.
Yep. This is content.
Is she just is she trying to lay down in between you, or is she just like,
She's
"Bah,
trying to, but she hasn't figured out
go,
how. I'm gonna get unplugged again.
come on, come on, Luna, sit next to his hip. Gotta be like Jack and Lily. They sitting by my feet. Hey, Luna, Luna, Luna. Oh, oh. Ooh, she's got a pretty coat. Did she just shed her coat?
No.
Uh,
Just gonna scoot this
oh,
on back.
oh, I can hear her purring.
Yep. Um. Yeah, I don't think this movie was as good as the Universals.
No, I didn't think so neither. But I mean, but I will say this: I think it did a good job of introducing a IP like the Invisible Man
Hmm. No,
to a
to a Japanese audience, I fully agree.
yeah, and
But
I think that's the pro.
I don't think it was well done as the Americans did it. And I know we're biased because we're American,
Mm-hmm.
but I do think this was a good introduction, especially compared to the 1954,
Yeah,
um, where it's like introducing the concept and all that.
yeah,
Because you got to remember, the 1933 Invisible Man was like, okay, this is how it works, and they did really well, especially with special effects. And then they taper it off, and they were like, what else can we do? And they just like played around with like the Invisible Woman. They played around with like other Invisible movies, and then came back and returned, and was like, oh, this is popular. Let's have fun with it. You know.
yeah, pretty much. And I'm excited to see how Invisible Avenger will do.
Yeah. I think you'll like that one more than this one. Uh,
Okay,
I think I did as well.
okay. It just seemed like a very bland movie. I mean, it had some practical effects with the smoke and the chair. Like I don't know why the invisible butt in the chair was like. I was like, how do they do that?
I I don't know, but I Yep. Okay. Um, I don't know what just happened.
We're still recording. Don't worry.
Okay. Well, you're playing through, so okay. Someone got unplugged.
Really?
Yeah.
She probably bumped something.
So,
Anyways, back to it.
let's see my notes. I don't have a lot.
Go ahead.
So there's no like science award that I could find exactly of the professor.
Yes, Luna. The science reward as you're licking the screen.
She's looking at the camera.
Dude, I heard
Find
every.
anything called
Dude, I heard every bit of her licking that. Just
The ASMR.
the ASMR in my ear, and I just see her like chest white hair in the computer screen.
Right, let's do this.
You're gonna just hold her up in the air.
She does not like this.
You are an air gel, young lady, because you were licking the camera.
So, Yumiya Nakazo um, award. Nakazawa Award. This is what I found from Google.
Uh,
Um, there is Yumi Yakuza.
uh,
Yakuza, the fashion designer, won an award, several awards, including 2008, 2009, 2017, 2012. Honorable Arthur Nakaga, Naga, ma'am.
she's she's looking at it again, isn't she? No, she's not.
No, she is.
Is she? Oh, go to air jail.
Honorable
Are
Arthur
you?
Nakazu.
You're holding her up by both arms.
Um, Trailblazer Award, Distinguished Jurist Award, Judge of the Year Award. Um, so yeah,
Uh, this
that's
is great.
and then so as far as like science goes, um, I didn't really find any science awards.
Really?
hmm So yeah, Devin, that's all my notes.
That's it.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of notes.
Uh, well, what do you rate this?
Well, here before we like rate this,
Mm,
I the version we watched wasn't good.
mm-hmm.
First up, it was a YouTube. Um, it was out of sync, and I do not want to judge that harshly because of that.
Uh huh.
Um, that being said, I did not think this is as good as the Americans. I thought this is a good introduction, but I'm not going to rate this high because
Uh
because
huh. Excuse me.
you done.
She's like, now. Oh, she biting you.
She wants to play.
Uh,
Okay, over there.
you just throw your cat.
I
Get over there.
I did in fact eat her.
You just yeeted your cat.
Yeah,
Yeet. Oh, she's back. Luna's back.
I'm not going to give
She's
her
like, do it.
attention.
She's like, do it again. Uh, God, I am so jealous of that tabletop.
I don't know what to tell you.
I wish we had a tabletop.
Okay, Devin, what are you rating this? Because I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10.
Dang.
Okay, well here's my reasoning.
All right.
I thought this was a good introduction, but I do think the later Japanese installments were better,
Mm-hmm.
and I do think the Universals were much better.
Really?
hmm
I was gonna give it a 4 because I was like, you, is that a sing with a similar plot? But it's not bad for a Japanese audience.
Well, here's the thing: I didn't care for the story,
Uh.
and I don't think the execution was great. Even like I'm not gonna like touch on our streaming problems. That's not a factor in this. I just don't think it was that good of a movie. I think it was a good introduction, but I don't think it was a good movie. So many technical difficulties of it. Um, I'm rating this a 2 out of 10.
Jesus, I'm rating it a 4 out of 10.
Okay, you sticking with the 4?
I'm sticking with a 4 just because like it's good for a Japanese audience, and if you're somebody that's like enjoying invincible the Invincible Man
Man,
series,
like we are.
yeah, it's not terrible.
Okay,
But I
let
will say
me.
this: watch the first one and watch this one. You'll see the comparisons that we're talking about in this episode.
Well, you haven't done it yet, but this is the first one.
Uh huh.
So, the Invisible Avenger,
Mm-hmm.
1954 is next, and I like that one much more.
Oh, okay.
But we are giving it a 6 out of 10.
That sounds about right.
Let's see. Mm, That's
Excuse
where you
me.
go. sorry. I will tell you what else we've rated. Um,
Hey, Lily, I got a lily by my foot.
6 out of 20. I also do think you're too generous sometimes when it comes to scoring, and then I may not be generous enough.
Think so?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't think it was terrible. There were some comparisons, but I'm like, it doesn't deserve a 5, but I don't think it deserves a
Well,
2.
it's based on H.G. Wells' story, so there's going to be some, and then there's not going to be some. It's just here and there.
Yeah.
So other things we rated at a 6 out of 20.
Uh
Attack of the Crab Monsters,
huh.
Ibra Horror of the Deep,
Ugh.
The Invisible Man Appears,
Yeah.
The Power of Grayskull, Definitive History of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Our first episode, yay!
Really don't think we should have started out with a documentary.
Nah, well, it's your own.
Twilight New Moon,
Ugh. Megan's reading that book right now, or the first book.
Werewolf of London, 1935,
Uh,
and Devin's favorite movie, X-Men Dark Phoenix.
yeah, let's go.
All right, so. Oh, that's not what it. So, as far as like Invisible Man go, currently, and the timeline, our top seed spot at number 1, Invisible Man, 1933.
Yep.
And then The Invisible Woman with 13 out of 20.
Yep.
Then it goes The Invisible Man Returns, 9 out of 20.
Yep.
The Invisible Ray, 6.25 out of 20.
Oof.
The Invisible Man Appears, 1949,
Oof.
6 out of 20. And
Bunch of,
that's where we are at now in the timeline.
that's where we're at in the timeline. That's where we're at in the timeline.
And just for like some little fun facts, Devin's rated 39 films, perfect 10s, and I've only rated 10 films, 10 out of 10.
I've rated 39 films a perfect 10.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
I told you're very generous when it comes to like scoring.
I am. Jeez, I didn't think we had so many perfect 10s. Meanwhile, you're over here like, give it a 2.
I'm giving it a 2.5.
2.75.
Yeah.
You know what? It looked at me funny. A 3.
Yeah.
Uh,
Devin, do you know what we're watching next week?
Invisible Agent?
No.
What is it?
The Invisible Avenger, 1954.
Why did I say Agent?
I don't know. Invisible Agent is what we recorded the first of this month.
Yeah, my brain is just scattered.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Hooray!
Hopefully things are okay.
They're okay.
I mean, they're rough right now.
We're still standing.
There's like, okay, so to pull back the curtain, it is January.
February
It's
1st.
February 1st. This week alone, there's been 2 plane crashes.
Oh, I forgot about those.
I have not. Ice is like all over the place in my area.
Are they really? So you've seen the ice vans?
There are currently protests in Gainesville.
Jeez.
It's been wild.
Well, let's go ahead and just wrap this up. Hey guys, if you enjoyed what you heard today, you can always see me on my podcast, the More Sports Podcast, a sports podcast for everybody, and as well as Kyle's show, the Random Hour by Kyle himself. It's our pop culture podcast where we do some nerdy stuff, as well as we had some awesome guests come on the show. So go check those out. Hey, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Random Incorporated, where you can watch the video version of this episode, as well as on there in our other episodes and some original content. Hey, follow us on social media. Follow us on Instagram as Rando Bucket Boys, and hey, we're on Twitter as Rando Corporate One. Let's see. Last words are going to be: if you're ever trying to hide from the Yakuza, do not rob the Yakuza and then run into the bushes without your invisible formula. You will get caught.